As an Aboriginal elder, a Wanneroo man from my mother's side, an Anawan from my father's mother's side, and Gomeroi from my mother's father, I stand here and say to you, now's the time. It's stop. Time to come together. Now is the time to come together and be one for our children's children and the future of this land, this country. Let's do it now. No more talking, action. Now is the time to come together. Let it happen. We're putting a seed out there, we're putting a hand out there in friendship. I ask you to come and walk with us and talk with us and share with us and move this country to where it's a safe haven, a healthy haven and a better place for all peoples. And the respect and the recognition and the rights is given back to all people, but especially to us people, the first people from this land. So I stand here in honour and respect of our people as a descendant of the oldest unique race of people from this country. Maraba.
Parayang Murung Narunku, Yitir Bang Camellia Katan, Nayan Murunku Yan, Awabakal Ampa Kunarpa, Miramilin, Par Ani Natan, Nayan Murung Yan.
My name's Patrick Locke. I'm a Ngunnawal man. Ngunnawal is the country just south of Canberra and associated with the Wiradjuri Nation and Yuin Nation on the far south coast. The function here today was to be set as a conference of utmost importance for what's happening in our communities. As for myself, I am a current PhD student at the Newcastle University doing a PhD on Aboriginal Leadership.
Aboriginal leadership, it's something that's been long overlooked and forgotten. Aboriginal leadership is about survival and about sustainability. Aboriginal leadership is about training and preparing for the future generations. It was never about somebody having more than the others. It was all equal. It was all worked in a pattern. The elders, they kept the community alive. They acted as our mentors, as our guides, our medicine people. You know, these were our teachers. And we need to bring them back and bring them back in and listen to their voices, listen to what they've got to say. Because if we don't do this, the dreaming will be gone. The dreaming will be lost and lost for good.
Uncle, thank you for bringing to the attention of us the fact that you're doing your PhD, the fact that you've actually given encouragement to these young ones as well as us. When it comes to water, water is a lifeline. It's something that is 98% part of your body. The rest of it's all minerals. If we don't have water, we can't feed our babies because we won't have milk. When I go home, I'm going to go out in a couple of weeks. There is a women's gathering out at Walgett. It's about water. It's about bringing back all of our cultural knowledge. So our songlines about water, our stories about water. This is what we need to do as women. We need to get all of that stuff back and disperse it. We need to acknowledge the fact that we can't, when I'm out there, go to the tap, turn the tap on, get a glass of water and drink it. Even if you go to the Jillaba, if that water smacks you, you know where, girls, you're likely to get a urinary tract infection. So how is it when we bathe our newborn babies? Are they going to get a urinary tract infection? Now, the other side to that is, what is government doing about it? The question was raised. None of the politicians have actually come and spoken to any of us. I don't know if they've gone to the schools and talked to the schools, got ideas from the school kids, because sometimes that's our gem. But they haven't even had the damn respect to come to see us elders. There are a lot of elders around the different areas, and I'm blunt, because they're really starting to ping me off. I could have said the other word, but I won't. The fact is, we have no respect from them. Fire is needed to keep the land healthy. It's also to keep the water healthy, because that charcoal goes back into the system. It keeps the water flowing, it disperses the proper minerals that we need to keep fresh, clean water. Now, I know that I'm probably gammon on a bit, but I do have some knowledge.
Yeah, water, to us Indigenous people, first people of this land, this country, is life. And I say to all Indigenous people, all the youth and adults, drink water and live and survive, so our culture will live and survive. Stop drinking and buying alcohol or grog. Stop smoking and buying yandi, whatever they like to call it, because it'll only kill our culture and kill you, and that kills our culture. So water is life. Drink water and survive. Drink water and our culture will live on, and we'll be here in time to come.
The water problem is not just starting, it's almost a wipeout. It goes from Moree right out west. I've never seen kangaroos cry until I went out home. And they are literally crying because they're in so much pain, they've got no water. The joeys, the mums that are expelling them, because there's nothing for them to feed them with. This is our country, and yet the white fellas are expelling our native right, our right to say water is the most important thing. It's our lifeline.
And our ocean is the most important body of water that we have that sustains our planet. Not just for the marine creatures that call it home, but it provides oxygen. We depend on the ocean for our atmosphere. We depend on it for climate resilience. So I heard about this seismic testing which is supposed to be happening off our coast, and I thought I'd better find out more about it, because I didn't know anything about it. What I found was that it is this devastating underwater blasting for oil or gas. I found that it goes off every 3 to 10 seconds, continuously, for 24 hours a day, for days or weeks on end, to find the best drilling targets for an oil or gas field off our beautiful coast. I researched further and I communicated with overseas organisations who are experts in ocean care, and PhD scientists and community members. And I found that plankton is killed 1.2 kilometres away from a single airgun blast. Can you imagine what that would be like if they're going to do 1,000 square kilometres? The amount of devastation. Plankton is important for our oxygen, for our resilience, as you know. Also, we found that oysters suffer malformations. Not to mention these devastating blasts are 200 to 256 decibels. Our marine mammals have the same sort of hearing that we do. We all know that over 100 decibels is dangerous for mammals' hearing. So it is known to cause deafness. And marine animals who rely on sound to see underwater, it is completely devastating for them. It also kills fish and turtles. 31 turtles were killed off Israel last month as a result of seismic testing, and there have been mass whales and dolphins being beached as a result of seismic testing, so that visionary leaders like Jacinda Ardern in New Zealand and Barack Obama in the US banned seismic testing. So also there is community evidence from around the world. Fishermen from around the world call it an assault to their livelihoods. In Ghana, fishermen used to be able to catch 3 boatloads of fish. Now they can barely catch one as a result of seismic testing. In Norway, fishermen are up in arms about this. So we have scientific, peer-reviewed anecdotal evidence as well as community evidence, all telling us that seismic testing is dangerous and damaging, and yet they want to do this off our beautiful coast. And why? They want to find the best drilling targets for an oil or gas field off our beautiful home. So going down to Nobbies, we're going to see a gas field, or worse, an oil rig. Imagine if we had another Awabakal storm, what could happen? To them, they call it Petroleum Exploration Permit 11, and to us, it's our home. To you, it's your home for thousands of generations. We can't let this happen, so I formed an organisation called Save Our Coast. We have now 450 members. We have 43,000 supporters on our petition. We need to together stand up. In the future, will we be able to tell our grandchildren that we did everything we could to save our coast? Thank you so much for letting me speak to you today. It's an honour to be here.
One thing that we have to do is to make sure that we write a letter to the State Land Council, get them to put in for the $5 million fire sticks. For the simple reason is we won't get it if we don't have somebody who has acquitted $5 million in the past. The acquittal rate of our Aboriginal-based enterprises is probably at the most 1.5, around that for the acquittal rate. We need people who have got this sort of base so that we have the rights then to actually put in for this funding.
Where is the respect? I mean, our culture's built on respect, trust and loyalty. It's not built on greed and the points of being powerful. It's not something that comes out of a drama book. Our culture is real. It's for the land, it's for the future, it's for the people.
Now our fires are this tall. Yes, they go up the trees, but if you have a look at the different trees, they have diamonds on the bark. That's a fire retardant, a natural fire retardant. So when the fire goes up, and it's only been this long, this high, tops, and it goes up a tree, it doesn't go right up to the canopy. National parks are crap. They like to play with fire. Our fireys are also the same way. Now, I don't know if you fellas know about fire, but fire, we use patchwork quilts. So we do a patch here and it goes out, a patch there and it goes out, a patch there and it goes out. A lot of the time, we actually don't know what a line of fire is used for. We see it with the fire brigade, and they put a line down and they have a drip line. So it goes bang and it goes straight up to the canopies. The only time Aboriginal people ever used a line of fire was for a war. It wasn't to chase the mob out so that they could spear them or hit them with a boomerang or anything else. It was for a war, to block the line of sight, to clear the area. That's a full-on raging fire, a drip line. It means war to us. It doesn't mean clearing an area for regrowth. That is what Fire 6 is about. The fires are this high, they're called low impact. And these are the things that we need to be able to encourage the kids to go and learn about, boys and girls.
We are in the grips of a massive climate crisis right now. Extreme heat is putting the most vulnerable of our communities at risk. Our world is literally on fire.
We went through this climatic change in the meltdown of the Ice Age. We had to readjust, we had to resettle, we had to restructure.
We have this generation to turn things round. So the problems suggest the solutions, and the solutions are here. It'll need us to activate them. And so by looking after the land and the water, we also look after the seawater, because everything's connected, as we know.
Thank you, Rick. Just quickly, Rick is good friends with my mate Coop, who grew up here in Newcastle, but he ended up moving up to Stroud, and the amazing things that they are doing on the land and like with food, and I'm talking like natural food. Every time I do go up to Coop's house up at Stroud, you walk around for about an hour just picking out food, tasting things and that. So a lot of knowledge in these people.
We've got to stand up and become a united group of people. So a National Elders Council would be the primary start of what I would believe would be the future.
But us women have a role of a responsibility. We can put this together. We can make sure that the lines are there, the stories are there. Hand them to Uncle Pat and say, here's our stories, our connection to land and country, our connection to the lifeline of water. Give it to him for his PhD.
It's about our land, it's about our culture. And I know that by army, and I know that the eagle, the whetstale, I know it is flying with me. And I have one of the greatest supporters of lot. I have my wife, a Gomeroi woman, to which I owe a hell of a lot to. Guys, please think about what I said, okay? And then if we can get the right paper, we can give it to the people about the fisheries and the ocean. We can turn around and pass it into the community.
It's time for people, non-Aboriginal people, to stop, sit, be still and listen and share with us and walk hand in hand across this land, so our children and all children will not lose their place of belonging to their country, their land, or the earth, their mother, or the place of origin, and to share what we, the life we lived prior to Captain Cook coming to this country. So just look at the waterways and the rivers. Stop, sit, be still and think. Not just for swimming and fishing, it's for drinking, because it gives life. And everything has a spirit, and every living, breathing thing needs water. Explosias follows. Maraba, Yama, Ingi. Now's the time to come together for our children's children and listen to our women who carry the seed of birthing, same as Mimagawaji Earth, with all living, breathing things.
She's the one who is behind every great man on this earth, and the one who shares the happiness and the pain of each childbirth. She'll be there when she's needed, when there's something to be done, with the strength to conquer mountains and the will to carry on. She's a marvel in the kitchen. She can feed a hungry mob, will work her fingers to the bone because she'll tell you it's her job. She will hug you when you're grieving from a broken-hearted loss, or help you with a workload and you respect her. She's the boss. She's a plumber, electrician, or a soldier gone to battle. She's a farmer, she's a drover, and can muster herds of cattle. She's a pilot in a jumbo jet, or the captain on a ship. She's out there fighting fires, or saving surfers from a rip. She's a teacher, she's a doctor, and a mentor, rolled in one, and will stay, whatever the outcome, until her work is done. She can answer children's questions when they keep on asking why, or diffuse a heated situation in the blinking of an eye. She has love that knows no boundaries, will teach her children right from wrong, give them hope and inspiration and the sense that they belong. She will fight for truth and justice. She's a fighter to the end. She's a hero She's an angel and a trusted, loyal friend. In the face of trouble or adversity, she will extend a helping hand. She is noble, wise, and oh so proud of her heritage, her land. She's a mother, she's a sister, she's an auntie, she's a nan. She's the hand that rocks the cradle, and it's because of her we can. Thank you.